Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a young man named Cole. He was known throughout the village for his nimbleness and quick reflexes. But Cole's talents were not used for good, he was a thief. For years, he had stolen from anyone he could, rich or poor, kind or cruel, always lurking in the shadows, his actions a secret to everyone but himself. Though his skill kept him from ever getting caught, Cole's life was one of constant unease. He was never content, always restless, always looking over his shoulder in fear that his past deeds would catch up to him. Yet, despite the constant anxiety and emptiness that filled him, Cole couldn't stop. The thrill of taking what didn't belong to him, of eluding capture, was too powerful to resist. One evening, after a long day of pilfering goods from a nearby merchant's stall, Cole was walking through the village. The sun had set, and the village square was unusually quiet. As he passed by, he noticed a group of villagers gathered in the center, staring up at the sky. Curious, Cole moved closer to see what had captured their attention. There, high above the village, hung the full moon. It shone with an otherworldly brightness, casting a silver light across the village and the surrounding landscape. The glow was so pure and beautiful that for a moment, Cole forgot everything around him. He stood there, staring at the moon, feeling something he hadn't felt in years, peace. An elderly man standing at the front of the crowd noticed Cole's gaze. With a knowing smile, he stepped toward him. "The moon is a gift," the old man said, his voice soft but filled with wisdom. "It is a reminder that, no matter how dark the world may seem, there is always light. The moon is the keeper of all secrets, the silent witness to our actions. But it is also a symbol of hope, a guide for those who seek redemption." Cole raised an eyebrow, skeptical. "Redemption?" he asked, his voice tinged with doubt. "What do I need redemption for? I've got everything I want. Why should I care about some glowing rock in the sky?" The old man chuckled, his eyes twinkling. "It's not the moon you should be concerned with, young man, but your heart. The moon may guide us through the darkness, but it's the choices we make that determine where we go." Cole was quiet for a moment. His heart felt heavy, and for the first time in many years, he wasn't sure what to say. He had spent so long looking out for only himself, living in the shadows, hiding from the truth of who he had become. He didn't know how to let go of that life. "Do you ever feel like you're lost?" the old man asked, as if reading Cole's thoughts. Cole looked up at the man. "I don't know," he admitted. "Maybe. I've never thought about it that way. I just take what I want. But it doesn't feel like enough." The old man nodded thoughtfully. "The moon doesn't shine for itself. It lights the way for others. If you want to find peace, if you want to be free from your restlessness, you must learn to let go of the darkness in your heart and find a way to shine for others." Cole stood there in silence. The old man's words weighed heavily on him, but he didn't know where to begin. He had spent so long focused on taking that he had forgotten how to give. The idea of helping others, of living a life of honesty and integrity, seemed so far removed from the life he had known. The old man gave him a final look and turned to walk away. "The moon is always there, whether you choose to see it or not. But remember, Cole, light can only find you when you are ready to let go of the darkness." That night, as Cole lay in his bed, he couldn't shake the old man's words. He stared at the ceiling, thinking about the moon and what it symbolized. He realized he was tired of running, tired of hiding, tired of feeling empty despite all the things he had stolen. For the first time in a long while, he wanted something different. He wanted peace. The next day, Cole made a choice. He decided to return what he had taken. One by one, he went to the homes and shops from which he had stolen, returning the goods he had once thought were his. It wasn't easy. He felt ashamed, and there were moments when he wanted to run. But every time he returned something, he felt a small weight lift from his shoulders. The more he gave back, the lighter he felt. Months passed, and Cole continued to change. Slowly, he became known for his honesty and kindness rather than his thievery. He helped neighbors with their work, volunteered at the local shop, and became a respected member of the community. He learned to live with integrity, no longer seeking the thrill of stealing but the fulfillment that came from giving. One evening, as the full moon rose high in the sky, Cole stood in the village square, looking up. The same moon that had once reminded him of his darkness now symbolized the light he had found within himself. He had let go of his past, and in doing so, he had discovered a new sense of peace. The old man was no longer there, but Cole knew that the path to redemption was never about the moon or the darkness, it was about choosing to shine, even when the world seemed dark. The story of Cole shows that true peace comes not from what we take, but from what we give. Redemption and transformation begin when we choose to leave behind the darkness of our past and embrace the light of honesty, kindness, and selflessness. Just as the moon illuminates the night, we can become a guiding light for others when we choose to change and live with integrity.